Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, I've been seeing a lot of stuff and a lot of reports basically, questioning Carson Wentz's IQ. And I'm going to touch on some things, that a lot of people might not be privy to or a lot of people might not know. This has nothing to do with the sports IQ of Carson Wentz. Got nothing to do with his IQ at all. You know what I'm saying? When I see people say stuff like that, this is how I know that they're really not in tune. There's a test called the Wonderlic test. You know what I'm saying? It's a test called the Wonderlic test. Basically, every player during the combine phase gets tested on the Wonderlic test. Carson Wentz has the second highest grade on the Wonderlic test amongst active QBs. That includes Tom Brady. That includes Drew Brees. That includes, who else you want to throw in there? Golf from his class. That includes Dak. It includes everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? The only quarterback with a higher score on the Wonderlic than Carson Wentz is Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He got the highest score on the test ever. Ryan Fitzpatrick. That lets me know something like this. That Ryan Fitzpatrick and Carson Wentz sometimes operate in an area that could be too smart for their own good. They could be too smart for their own good. Look at Carson Wentz's score and look at Ryan Fitzpatrick's score. What have they both been dealing with during the course of their career? Shaky coaching. When you're dealing with shaky coaching, in my opinion, it leads you to lean furthermore on your offensive skill set. Trying to fit throws in tight windows, trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to do too much because you know that you're a smart individual. Now look at guys who scored low on the test. Who did I see that scored pretty low on the test? Russell Wilson scored low, in my opinion, on the test. He wasn't in the 40s. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember where he was, but I'll put it up here. Russell Wilson scored low on the test, but Russell Wilson had a dominant coach his entire career. Ben Roethlisberger scored low on the test, but he was blessed with great coaches his entire career. The problem in Philadelphia, in my opinion, is not Carson Wentz. Not by a mile, not by a long shot. It's not Carson Wentz. Now, Carson Wentz's play got a lot to do with what's going on, but Carson Wentz ain't the sole problem to what's going on right here. You know what I'm saying? Think about it like this. Doug Peterson is a backup quarterback. Doug Peterson saw a guy who lived on the edge play and get starting time ahead of him. Doug Peterson has seen Brett Favre be idolized for his gunslinger mentality. Who's playing the closest thing to Brett Favre that you see today? Who is it? Carson Wentz. It's Carson Wentz or Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? Doug Peterson watched this gunslinger mentality become idolized. He watched it firsthand. You know what I mean? So I don't think that I think he really doesn't see a problem with the player Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz needs a coach that's going to hold him accountable if he's going to be taken serious and we're going to go to the next level. Somebody has to hold him accountable for some of the things that we're seeing on the field. Doug Peterson is too nonchalant. He's too, well, at least we won. That's how I feel like we carried it. Well, at least we won. The play was poor. Somebody got to be able to dig in his ass because, listen, this is the facts of the matter, and these are the tough facts that nobody don't want to talk about. The tough facts are this, that the plays are on the field. I've been watching film all day. The plays are on the field. But what's happening is Carson Wentz is not making the correct football play. Carson Wentz is missing guys. Carson Wentz is holding on to the ball instead of letting it go when guys are wide open. Carson Wentz needs to get his base in order. You see what I'm saying? That was one of the weaknesses that they talked about Carson Wentz. It's footwork. If you look at all the pre-draft scorecards on Carson Wentz, they saying a lot of the things that are coming to fruition in this season. He has to gain stability in his base. He has to get his base in order so he could be more accurate on some of these deep passes because he's not being accurate at all right now. Because he's moving around, the footwork, the mechanics. He's relying strictly on talent, and talent can only get you so far. Like I said, the pass to Jalen Reagor was it couldn't be more ill-advised. He had 15 yards of field that he could have gained on a scramble. We were in striking distance. 15 yards of field. You just don't make that throw. The difference between a Carson Wentz who scored a 40 on the Wonderlic and a Russell Wilson who scored below that, you know what I mean, below average in my opinion for a quarterback, is that Russell Wilson knows when to run and when to throw. Russell Wilson knows when to force it, when to take a shot. Carson Wentz has to get that in his mindset. He has to understand when I should be throwing the ball. He has to come to terms with that. He has to take the play that the defense is giving him. It's simple. Those 2 interceptions that Carson Wentz threw only should occur. Only should occur at the end of the game when you're throwing a Hail Mary trying to make something happen. Only should occur. The 4th and 3 is so inexcusable to me, how he didn't hit 2 wide receivers right in his vision. It's not like he was looking nowhere else. It's inexcusable to me. And this got to be, listen, if Carson Wentz was playing better, the Philadelphia Eagles will have about 6 wins. We'll have 6 wins. We would have took care of Washington, and we would have damn sure took care of the Bengals. And we would have probably beat either the Ravens or Pittsburgh. One of the 2 we would have got. You see what I'm saying? If he was playing better. But he's not. He's not taking what the defense is giving him, and he's leaving us hanging high and dry. That can't keep happening. Carson Wentz has to take what the defense is giving him. You see what I'm saying? Listen, if I'm the coach, this is what I say to Carson Wentz. Don't force the play. Take the play. Take the easy play. Earn your easy money. Your money that we paid you, the earnings is there. Take the easy pass. And it's unacceptable for him to go to a press conference and say things like, I'm going to continue being aggressive. We don't want to hear that, Chief. We don't want to hear that, man. We want to hear that you say you're going to do better. Because you need to dial back the aggressiveness. You're not Brett Favre. You're not Brett Favre. You need to dial back the aggressiveness. Then you got a lot of guys then Stephen A. Smith. I got a real problem with what Stephen A. Smith said. Stephen A. Smith said if Carson Wentz was playing, if Donovan McNabb was playing like Carson Wentz was, it would be hell to pay in Philly or something like this. Look at Donovan McNabb's stats through 8 games in his 5th season. Look at his stats. 900 passing yards, I believe. No touchdowns. He didn't have a touchdown in 8 weeks. There's no comparison. There's no comparison, Stephen A. Smith. Come on, man. I think that was, you know what I'm saying? I think that was a little race baitish, honestly, because Carson Wentz is light years ahead of what Donovan McNabb was in his 5th year. Let me know what you think in the comments.